I traded the Foxbody for something way better. Guys, I know you like the coyote-swapped Foxbody, but come on, this is way better. Look, it's got Lambo doors. I mean, they work awesome too, watch. Oh, I actually closed that time. And then this one, well, hold on, I'll show you after I get the vice grips off of it. Oh, come on, there we go. Oh, come on. And it's weight reduced. Actually, hold on. It's severely weight reduced. All right, actually, all jokes aside, I got a parts car. This is a 94 or 95? I don't remember now. I think it's a 94. Let me see. It's a 94 with Lambo doors and a wannabe like Cobra R. Is that right? Wing. Let me shut it off real quick so I can talk to you. But there's something funky with that too. So let me shut it off. Let me shut it off. Let me shut it. Hold on. Let me shut it off for you. That's literally how you have to shut the car off. And then let me disconnect the battery. There we go. All right. Look at that beaut. Got some American Muscle, I think, is the brand. Wheels. So you might be asking, Caleb, why did you buy another Mustang? Arguably cooler than the Foxbody, but no, joking. This is a parts car. I bought this for the rear axle. Bought it for the rear axle. Bought it for the front spindles. Also gives me 5-lug, better brakes, obviously. So yes, this thing will be donating the rear axle, donating the, I think I'm gonna do control arms, sway bar, up to spindles, wheels for now, because I don't think they're gonna look great on the other one. If they fit, they may not even fit, we'll see. And then I'm gonna just part out the rest of it. Not that there's much, you know, it's really, really rusty. The interior is trashed. Maybe if somebody's interested in the Lambo door kit for an SN95, and then obviously sell the engine and trans out of it. I think he said the trans was rebuilt like 25,000 miles ago. It runs good. I can't tell if it has a cam or not. It has a little bit of a lope to it, but I don't know if that's just it running poor or if it's just got a really mild cam. Don't know. Don't really feel like tearing it apart to find out. But yeah, it's got like 150,000 miles on it, I think. Yeah, 157,000 miles on it. Like I said, this thing's really rough. It's not worth saving. That's the frame rail. This side, like I showed earlier, is even worse. You can see the ground through the frame rail. So this thing is shot. It spent its life in Michigan. So yeah, it was exposed to lots of salt. I'm sure underneath this body cladding, it's gone. So we will start stripping this thing down, rob it for its good parts, and scrap the rest. And then I think I can make my money back off this thing. I think the engine and stuff alone is worth what I paid for the car. If I remember correctly, I got this several weeks ago. I think it was 1,100 bucks. So other than the weird shut-off thing, it starts as long as the battery cable's good. He put a new ignition switch in and it's just not installed correctly, I don't think. It's got the sweet Jensen pop-out screen. Look at that, would you? You know, we got some mystery switches too. Mystery switch here. And then we got, I guess this is the input for the video. And then just a bunch of random paperwork. Somewhere in here, I gotta look. Somewhere in here is the receipt for the trans. What do we got here? Oh, we got a gold Mustang badge. So, all right, let me get this thing pulled back over towards the garage. Oh, and here you can kind of listen to the exhaust. What do you guys think after hearing that? I think it's got a really mild cam, because it's too consistent to just be running poorly. It's got that slightest bit. It's got that slightest bit of a chop. So I don't know. We may never find out. What do you think, bud?
I like it.
You still recording?
Yeah, it's hideous though.
Do you like the Lambo doors?
No.
No?
It doesn't look good on a Mustang.
Only on Lambos?
Yeah.
I forgot, I can't turn it off in the key.
I remember this smell very well.
Alright, so we've been pulling the boys around on the four-wheeler, on sleds, but I'm going to do something for them that we did as a kid.
Hey Matthew, look what we're gonna be on.
This will be fun. Alright, I'm gonna pull them around this for a little bit. I'm just driving in circles. All right, after our quick little sledding break, I'm gonna start tearing into this thing and just, I think first order business, get engine. We're just gonna drop the K member out, get the rear end loose, and then we'll just, I guess, try and drag the whole carcass out somehow. All right, so we've been wrenching on this a little bit, and found some interesting stuff. This car is shot. So first thing we noticed, the frame rail is gone. And then we noticed the custom sway bar mount. It's fixed though. That baling wire holds it right in place. Let me look at the other side. Oh, not nearly as bad. Definitely still shot, but not nearly as bad. And then the other thing I noticed under here, they deleted on the, would that be the AC? Or no, that would be the air pump maybe. But they expertly plugged off the line with a stick. So, yeah. Okay. We're gonna keep tearing into this thing and get all the useful parts out that I need, and we'll get everything else up for sale. Got this fender off and got kind of like a better look at the Lambo doors. I don't know if anybody's actually interested, but kind of how they work. So it does pivot like that, but only to there, and then from there you can go up. So I'm gonna get this door off here. All right, so both doors are off, obviously front clip's off. I just got the exhaust unbolted. I'm gonna fire it up. One, because I want to hear it with no exhaust, but two, see if I can't tell if it's got a little bit of a cam. I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that has a small cam in it. Yeah. Moving this sketchy way. Oh my goodness. Hey, guess what?
What?
We don't need to unbolt the cross member on this side.
I didn't take it.
I'm trying to get a video. So I've only taken out these two bolts here. These are still in. I don't know if you can see that, but the whole engine is dropping. So we don't need to unbolt this side of the cross member. The rust has already done that for us. All right, so we haven't unbolted this side yet, but this will give you an idea of how bad this car is. Yeah, so this one's not, actually, oh no, I thought it was broken, it's not. So basically it's just that front bolt and the trans cross member holding this thing in. Yeah, it's already dropped an inch back here. Oh no, it's pulling right through.
Yeah.
All right, so this thing's about ready to just fall out as soon as we get the trans unbolted. Oh, and then my dad was working back here. Driver's side, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where's that pry bar at? Give me that pry bar. This wheel hop shock, fourth shock, I forget what they call these.
The big one or the little one?
Big one. We'll see if we can't delete on this. Here, take this a second. That's in the frame rail. Now, I'll get right in here. Oh, there we go. Peeling the bottom of the frame rail out of it.
Yeah.
We just about have the engine ready to come out. The one bolt that was actually bolting the K-member in, I started backing it out. I think we're gonna get the rear end out the rest of the way, and then we'll move on to the engine. I've already got the springs knocked out of it. We got shocks loose, the anti-hop shock loose. My dad's working on brake lines right now. And I think we're just gonna cut the control arms. It'd just be easier, I think. And then once it's out of the car, we can worry about unbolting everything. We may try and unbolt it and see if it comes loose, but this thing's so rusty, they might be kind of stuck. So we'll see. All right, rear axle's out. We ended up cutting the lower control arms because they wouldn't come loose, so we'll have to probably cut the bolts out of it. Now I've got one bolt to remove for the K-member, and then we should be able to drop this engine out. All right, for now we got the engine tucked back over here. I'm gonna get it listed on Marketplace. Hopefully get that sold soon. And then I just gotta pop these control arms off of here. Hopefully the bolts aren't stuck in the bushings. We're about to find out. All right, I'm changing directions. We fought with those control arm bolts for a while. I was getting the nuts off, but they're seized in the bushings on the control arms, which is gonna be a nightmare. So the reason I was gonna use the control arms and the spindles is that allows me to use the sway bar off of that car because we cut the sway bar mounts off of the Foxbody. So what you can do is use the SM95 sway bar, but you need to use these control arms so it doesn't hit the wheels. That does make your track width wider, but in my case, with the way these are in my time crunch, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to bolt these spindles onto the Foxbody control arms. I will have to make a small spacer though, because the spindle on the Foxbody is thicker down here. And so you don't have enough thread on the ball joint to make to tighten up properly. So I'll have to do that, but that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna get this side pulled loose and might hang on to this K-member and try to get these off at a later date, or see what like aftermarket control arms cost it might be worth just getting a front control arm. So let me pop the tie rod and lower ball joint off. All right, well, now I got the Foxbody in here. I got it jacked up and got the wheels off of it. So I'm gonna start on this rear axle, getting that pulled out of there. And if I have some time, I might throw some paint on the new rear axle. But if not, I'll do it at a later date. So let's get turned into this thing. All right, old rear end's out. We've been prepping the new one with good used brake lines. I'm gonna, typically the rubber line's over here on this. I'm gonna move it back over here like it was on the Fox. And then I've also bought some Max Peating rods, control arms. So we'll throw those in along with the second half of the lowering springs because the front's already on. All right, so we messed around with this a little more. Got shocks, lower control arms, upper control arms, springs, threw the sway bar on, brake lines are ran. Everything's tightened up. The only thing I haven't done is the emergency brake cables, but the cables that run the car are junk. So I need to get new cables, and then there's a certain way you gotta run them to make it work between the Fox and the SM95. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the rear end for now. I have a diff cover. I'm not gonna throw it on yet because I'm probably gonna end up finding different rear gears because this is a 273 rear gear, so pretty steep. So I wouldn't mind changing that out for something else in the future, but for now, this is gonna work. All right, I'm gonna get started on the 5-lug swap here on the front. I got new struts. They're, I don't know what brand they are, Rock Auto, something or other. Oh, my light's falling over. Just a generic blue. It's probably a Monroe or something. Get up here, light. But I'm gonna throw those on as well as the spindle here. All right, so I've been fighting with this thing for a little bit now. Ran into a couple unforeseen issues or issues that I didn't think were gonna happen because I thought I ordered the right parts or got sent the right parts, but let me show you what I got going on. All right, so one of the issues that I found, there's two different widths for the struts right here for the spindle. From my research, I believe the 4-cylinder cars were wider and the V8 cars were narrower. So I ordered struts for a V8 car, but apparently what they sent me was the wider version. So I am, and this is done, in other places. Putting a spacer in here to make up the difference, which I actually cut off the old strut. So that solves that problem. And then I was mentioning earlier about the ball joint. So let me take this off here. So the 4-cylinder spindle is thicker. And so when you put the V8 or the SN95 spindle on, you can see right here, the threads are stopped, have ended. So you need to put a spacer. So I actually found a big nut in my bolt bin. Slide that on there. It doesn't thread on, it just, you know, sits there loose. Then I can put the castle nut on, and now I can thread that down, tighten the ball joint up, and not have to worry about it bottoming out. And then I also had to reflare this brake line because the Fox fitting is larger. So I just kept the Fox brake line, put the fitting off of the other brake line on it. I do need to get the bracket, I gotta take this bracket up yet and throw it every time. I gotta get this bracket up here and throw the bracket from the SN95 Mustang on there to hold the rubber line. So just about there on this side. Well, there you have it. Had to fight with it, but you know, got it all sorted out. And now we have a 5-lug swap on the front, new struts. Obviously the brakes need to be redone. They're old and nasty and rusty, but that will be future upgrades. And I got this side done. Still got to bleed brakes, but I'm gonna throw a tire on this, set it on the ground, see what it looks like. I think I've got some massive toe-in problems, but we'll see here in a minute. Oh, buddy, we got some massive toe problems. Woo! The front end bounce? That's better. The front end used to like bounce a couple times and then like lock up. Wow. Alright, let me get you in here and show you this. I will say, I'm happy with how it looks. But front wheel turned. This one's straight. Wow. I read somewhere about having to get different tie rods. I think I might be getting different tie rods. That's bad. But hey, car looks cool. Not a huge fan of the wheels. I mean, they don't look bad, but not the style I'm wanting to go with. I'm sure the car will settle more too once it's rolled back and forth and driven a little bit. Like I said, still got to bleed the brakes and obviously fix the toe issue now. But it is like, yeah, 2:15 in the morning, so I'm tired. I will resume this tomorrow. Okay, so I'm back out here. I think I'm gonna try and use the tie rods off of the SN95. They appear to be a little bit longer to give me more adjustment. Okay, I got the car up in the air. So scratch that idea that I had. So that's the Fox one. This is the SN95 one. It's actually shorter, but the threads are coming all the way through here. So I have that much room to thread this thing out. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna thread this tie rod out. I think I can get enough adjustment out of each side to make this alignment correct. So I'm gonna start doing that. All right, we went ahead and got the brakes bled on it. I'm gonna throw the front tires back on it, drop it down, check the front toe, and then take this for a little spin. I think we're good, so. All right, so we got tow set. Gonna take it for a little test drive. See a little better now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it still drives kind of weird. So the brakes still need some work, and the steering still needs some work. The toes still, or the alignment's still way off, but we've done a lot of work to it. So back up here. Yeah, apparently the linkage is a little goofy with the trans for reverse. They got a little bit of a clunk in the front end, so we gotta do some looking around. But let's punch it with this new rear end. Unfortunately, again, it's one of those scenarios where I don't have time to drive it in the daytime. That's kind of the rip we got. So next time I'll have to drive it more, but it definitely needs some work before I can, you know, really get out and get after it. Yeah, I'm gonna go back in. Well, there you have it. The Foxbody's now 5-lug swapped. We got 4-wheel discs all the way around. So I still got some work to do with the alignment and just checking things over before I can really, you know, drive it. But I'm happy with it so far. We got a positive rear end, and it really needs tires too. These tires are really old. I think they're like date code of like 2016 or something. So got some more work to do, but got some more upgrades done. So guys, drop any questions or comments down below. Tune in next time, because clearly not done doing upgrades on this thing.